back to reality years later when you've 3 children in tow and a husband that's far from convinced. Julie Rutland longs to move her family to Australia.
I just want to try. I want to follow my dream.
But with a visa already in place, she still has one obstacle to clear.
The only thing that is stopping us is me. I am the brick wall.
So when a trial week opens Dan's eyes to the possibilities...
If we could afford this house, you've got me in Australia. It's awesome.
Will he be persuaded to follow his wife's dream or decide there's no place like home?
That was just as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Covering a landmass of almost 3 million square miles, Australia's been hailed a land of opportunity ever since the first European settlers arrived back in the 1700s. Promising sunshine, beaches and a strong economy, the attraction shows little sign of easing up, with latest figures showing over 28% of the country's population is born overseas. Julie Rutland is on a mission to convince husband Dan the country is where their family belongs. Never having set foot in Australia before, however, he has a long list of concerns and worries his wife's vision of life down under is based entirely on rose-tinted memories. The next week is Julie's only hope to persuade him once and for all her dream's one worth chasing. The week begins with over 17 hours in the sky flying from London to Australia via Dubai. And when they finally land in Perth, Julie admits she's thrilled to be back down under.
I thought I was going to go pop. I just can't wait to show them all the beach, the weather, the lifestyle and the houses. And I think they're all really excited to see it.
You want to see the new house?
But after the epic journey, there's only one word to sum up how Dan's feeling.
Tired. I'm feeling very, very tired. It was a long journey.
Willow agrees.
I'm tired because I didn't get any sleep.
But nothing's going to dent Julie's enthusiasm.
It wasn't that bad.
So I had all 3 children and you quite happily sat there. How many films did you get to watch?
Now she's finally got them here, Julie will need to try harder if she's to convince Dan to start a new life on the other side of the world. Meet the Rutlands from Bicester in Oxfordshire. Their dad Dan, mum Julie, 9-year-old Zach, 6-year-old Willow and 5-year-old Faye. On the whole, life's good, but Julie's still reminiscing about time spent in Australia 15 years ago.
It's got so many wonderful memories. I was travelling with 2 of my best friends who were young. We bought a camper van in Darwin and we travelled all around Australia. And then we settled in Bondi. And, we lived a few roads back from Bondi Beach, which was just beautiful.
Julie reluctantly returned to the UK to go to university and met Dan soon after.
I swerved into a nightclub, swept Julie off of her feet, and that was the end of the story. Julie's version of it is probably a little bit different.
Dan's charm soon bowled Julie over, and when she secured a job in Formula One, the couple moved to Bicester. Since becoming parents, Julie's parked her career, and Dan works as a carpenter. But with her previous experience down under, Julie dreams of a better life in Australia.
It's just about the lifestyle, really. I would just love to live by a beach, a beautiful sandy beach. I just want the children to be able to go for walks, and I love the sporty lifestyle. We're such an outdoors family.
Moving to the other side of the world wasn't something Dan had ever considered.
I think the way you brought it up was, why don't we move to Australia?
Probably. Danny got home from work and I said to him, I've had a great idea. And he looks at me and rolls his eyes and says, oh no, not another one.
But Julie's determined to make her husband take her seriously and has even secured a visa for the family to emigrate. The children are on board. All she needs to do now is convince Dan it's the right move.
The only thing that is stopping us is me. I am the brick wall.
Desperate to demolish Dan's doubts, Julie's applied for jobs for him online, and knowing how much he loves fishing, she's even tried to reel him in with the promise of a boat.
Just a little bit, mate. It was just a splash.
So yeah, I might have hinted that he could have a little boat, just a little boat, if he moved near the sea.
But Dan's not rising to the bait.
I just wonder whether she's looking through rose-tinted glasses. Can we afford to move to Australia? Jobs, obviously the heat. Can you work in the heat? Will I be able to earn the same money? There's a lot of questions that need answering.
Dan's also worried about the emotional cost of moving. Extremely close to his dad, he's torn at the thought of leaving him on his own.
My dad has always been there for me, without fail. And I think now maybe, with the age Dad is, it's my turn to be there for him. If something happened to my dad while I was the other side, I'd never forgive myself.
Julie does understand Dan's emotional ties and worries about the impact leaving her own family will have too.
And I know it will break my mum's heart. I know it will. And I know it will break both my sisters' hearts as well. It makes me feel really selfish.
Driven by her desire to show Dan and the children the lifestyle she truly believes will benefit them, and having invested so much time and money into getting a visa, Julie's desperate for the chance to make her dream their reality. And the next 7 days will be her best chance to do it.
This week in Australia is really finding out about whether the dream that Julie's got is achievable for us, whether it's worth moving to the other side of the world for and leaving what we've got here.
I can almost feel it, and I really want it for the children, and I really want it for us. And I just want to try. I just want to try. I want to follow my dream.
To find out if Australia's where their future lies, the family are visiting Western Australia's capital city, Perth. Their base for the week is in Halls Head, a coastal suburb just over an hour's drive from the city. But will Australian living be as good as Julie remembers?
Wow, look at that.
That looks very grand, isn't it? Look at the sea! Wow!
That's a proper sea view.
Despite the dull day, Julie's delighted with the beachfront location.
Wow. Now this is the type of place I would love to live.
You should have married a millionaire.
Back inside, Dan admits he's impressed too.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Julie casts her mind back to when she last lived in Australia.
I think there was 3 of us in a bedroom with bunk beds and 1 bathroom for 8 people. So yeah, this is like a whole nother world. It's amazing.
Fueled by excitement, the family wastes no time hitting the beach.
That looks alright, doesn't it? I think they like it.
I think they love it, don't they? Look at them.
They've not been here long, but the children are already sold.
Australia's epic. Australia's good.
Finally settled in, Julie's encouraged by everything so far.
It's just been amazing. And I think the kids have taken it really well.
But Dan's keeping his feet firmly on the ground.
This house is fantastic, but it's whether we can afford something like this. There's just lots of things to find out.
Having flown over 10,000 miles, he's already worried about the practicalities of being so far from the people he loves back home.
I found it quite difficult travelling here, so obviously my dad, I don't know if he'd actually be able to do it. So yeah, it's sort of bittersweet at the moment.
The week ahead will determine whether or not Dan can bind to Julie's dream, but for now at least, she's confident things will go her way.
This is us finding out if this is what we actually want to do for the rest of our lives. So it's got to be amazing, and I think it will be.
Back in the UK, the Rutlands live in a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Bicester in Oxfordshire, and they've worked hard to make it a home.
I would quite like to transport our house. And Danny's worked really hard.
Yeah.
I tell him what we're going to do, and he works really hard to do it.
Knowing she can't take it with her, Julie has a clear idea of what she'd like from a home in Australia.
My dream house would have 4 bedrooms, plus a granny annex so people could come and stay, an open plan kitchen dining area, plus a swimming pool, and literally practically on the beach.
Dan has slightly different ideas.
I'd like it, maybe not so much on the beach. For me, it'd be more a harbour. So that I could have somewhere to put my boat. But there again, you know, I could have a boat here. But I can't afford that either.
Julie and Dan have around £250,000 to spend on a home in Australia. To find out what their money could buy, we'll show them 3 properties, 2 based on budget, and a third which could be their dream home. Only after they've seen each property will they find out its value.
It's a very nice area.
It is a nice area.
The search begins in Secret Harbour, just 45 minutes drive from central Perth. This well-established suburb offers a choice of schools and recreation areas. Its stunning beach location should be a further draw for Julie. But will this four-bedroom house be what she's looking for?
Yeah. It's what you think.
Yeah, no, this isn't, yeah, this is
Very
alright.
nice.
Hopefully she won't be disappointed.
Come on then, kids.
That's quite
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think maybe it is just quite a dark room.
The grey day outside probably doesn't help, but will the open kitchen and living area Julie desires be enough to brighten her outlook?
Don't know if it's kind of what I had in mind. It is open plan living,
Yeah.
but perhaps not as open plan as I was hoping.
She might be the one pushing for the move, but this house isn't quite what Julie's been dreaming of.
A main bedroom off of a lounge area.
It's ensuite.
Really, it's a nice ensuite, isn't it? It's a really big one.
Julie soon spots potential in the other bedrooms too.
I love the windows at the front. I love the
You
shape
do
of
like
them.
the bay window, don't
I do.
But is the room as pleasing?
It's a good double bedroom for one of the kids.
Yeah, it is good. It's good size.
Yeah, it's actually growing on me, this house.
The inside may be winning Julie over, but will the outside space be what they're after?
It is nice. I do like the outdoor
Yeah.
area. I do like it. It's very nice.
Dan, on the other hand, isn't happy with the fake grass.
It sounds like it's plastic bags underneath it, doesn't it?
But Julie's not concerned.
I can definitely see myself in a garden like this.
See, you've changed your mind. Now the sun's come out. Yeah, this is brilliant, yeah.
Yeah.
Julie's enthusiasm has lifted with the clouds, and she doesn't even mind the lack of swimming pool.
As long as we're near to the sea, that would be more important than
Yeah.
having a pool. But it would still have been nice.
The house has had mixed reactions, but the big question is, how much does it cost? And would Julie and Dan's £250,000 budget be enough to buy it?
Just over 200,000 or just under 200,000. That's what I'd be prepared to pay for it.
I think it's going to be over budget. I think maybe about 275.
If this is over budget, I mean, I'm going to feel, I think, quite disappointed by it.
Time to turn the cards and find out.
See what it is?
£254,600, so it's pretty much
Yeah.
bang on our budget, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you're
I
a
was,
bit disappointed.
yeah, I was hoping it was going to be less than that.
The first taste of Perth's property prices has been bittersweet for Dan. If Julie's to convince him to make the move, the next house needs to be more on the money. To find out, the family head to Baldivis, a rapidly expanding suburb just under 30 miles south of the city. Further inland, it's a 15-minute drive from the beach, but that could mean the family get better value for their money. Will the house be up to spec for the Rutlands?
This all looks very nice.
Yeah.
I like the look of this house.
They're off to a good start.
Straight into a bedroom.
Oh, see, I just like this more.
This furnishing is a lot more like we would have in the house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a walk-in wardrobe puts an even bigger smile on Julie's face.
Oh, look, you can put shoes and drawers. That's me sold.
The ensuite's more pleasing than the last one.
Oh, this is much nicer. Look.
Oh, yeah, this is nice. It's much more to our taste.
Yeah.
It's all good so far. Will the open-plan kitchen living area be in line with Julie's expectations?
Oh, I love it.
So do
Yeah,
I.
it's much nicer.
Yeah.
The kids could sit in the morning and, like, I could be making their packed lunch and they could all be sitting there having breakfast and we're
Yeah.
all talking at the same time.
That could get noisy, Julie. But Dan's got an even bigger concern.
This house makes me smile, but that means, to me, it's going to cost even more and it's going to be out of our
I
price
don't
range.
know, it's further away from the
No.
sea.
The house also has a separate playroom for the children.
Wow, this is amazing.
With 4 bedrooms, the children won't have to share, and when they spot a pool in the garden, Julie can't believe her luck.
This house just got even better.
Yeah, this house just got more expensive.
Oh my God, I love it.
Despite his concerns about cost, Dan has to admit he's bowled over.
We could afford this house. You've got me in Australia.
Oh, I'm
It's
excited.
awesome.
But before Julie gets too carried away, the family need to see how much this house costs and whether with £250,000 to spend, they can afford it.
I think it's going to be around about 270, 280. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be about 315.
Let's see who's right.
Let's have a look.
Oh, see, I was right.
£262,800. That's amazing. Oh, that's doable.
Yeah, it is doable.
That's just made my day.
Yeah.
That's really made my day.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't ruined mine.
What do you think, kids? Because we could afford that.
Is that a yes?
£12,000 over budget hasn't dented Julie's enthusiasm, and even Dan seems content with the cost. And the day's not over yet, as the Rutlands head for the coastal suburb of Waikiki. With shops, schools and adventure parks, it's a popular area with families. Based on their ideal wish list, we found what could be their dream home. But will Dan and Julie agree?
Well, it looks so nice, doesn't it?
Nice, yeah.
And just think how close we were to the beach. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Just one street back from the sea, it's a thumbs up for location.
Oh, let's have a look. Wow, it looks huge.
Oh, it's massive.
Wow.
It's not short on space, but is the style to Dan and Julie's taste.
This seems a bit more homely. Maybe it's because of the carpet.
Not sure if that's an advantage, but moving on, the main living area isn't quite what they were expecting.
Oh, that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Julie doesn't sound sure.
I don't like the kitchen. It's not really a really big area, and I don't like all the bricks.
No.
With 4 bedrooms on paper, the house meets many of Julie's requirements, but the reality isn't matching up. And the master bedroom wouldn't entice Dan to make the move.
Sorry, but it's disappointing again. If this is supposed to be your main bedroom. On the other ones, you look from the outside and you think, oh, they're tiny. This one you think, oh, it's going to be massive. And it's just not, is it?
Julie looks crestfallen, and the dated ensuite does little to lift her spirits.
There's just so much work that you'd need to do, that I would want to do.
It'd be quicker, honestly, it'd be quicker. I know what it'd be quicker to knock it down.
The interiors of this house have failed to wow Julie and Dan, but the spacious outdoor living area might just score a few points.
I do really like this.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm liking it a little bit more.
Julie is back on form.
You can imagine sitting out here with a group of friends, can't you, in the evening with a bottle of wine.
And even though it's close to the beach, it's got the pool Julie wants.
Well, that's a big swimming pool.
That's a really lovely sized swimming pool.
Despite earlier reservations, could this be the dream house after all?
This outside bit, this bit.
It's beautiful. You know, this pool is fantastic. But I still don't know whether I want to spend thousands doing it up. Or I guess it depends how much it costs.
The jury is still out as Julie and Dan prepare to find out how much they'd be paying for a house like this.
I think you're probably going to be looking at about 350, given that you've still got 4 bedrooms,
No, for this.
a really big
You've got 4
pool,
bedrooms, a big pool.
really near to the sea.
Yeah, I think you might be right, 350.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be far off with that.
The family's budget is £250,000.
Turn it over.
Turn it over.
Whoa.
£318,900. Wow.
625.
That's less than what I thought it would be, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's less than I thought it'd be. Quite a bit less, to be fair. But this house just, for me, it just doesn't flow.
At almost £70,000 over budget, this house is out of reach unless Julie and Dan's earnings increase substantially down under. Overall, it's been an eye-opening property search for the Rutlands. Property One failed to deliver the large and bright living space Julie dreams of, and almost £5,000 over budget left Dan disappointed. With the open-plan living Julie loves and a pool in the garden, Property 2 was a real hit with the whole family. But even close to the beach and with the pool, the final property of the day didn't meet Julie's expectations, and at nearly £70,000 over budget, proved unaffordable. So, how will the day influence their decision when it comes to picking between property in the UK and Australia?
Based on the houses that we've seen today, we're now going to vote.
You voted for Australia. I'm really pleased.
Yeah, I like some of the houses we saw. The weather's not brilliant, but I can see, yeah, what it offers out here is it's on par with what I've got at home.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is a really good start. This is a really good start for the week.
It's a good start for me as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Five votes for Australia has got the week off to a good start. But falling for Aussie property is the easy part. Julie knows if Dan can't be convinced he can find a job to pay for the house he wants, he won't be moving anywhere. Back in the UK, Dan's been a carpenter for 16 years. Happy in his work and with the lifestyle it affords, he has huge reservations about packing it in.
Everything I've heard over there is saying that things are more expensive. So it is whether the salary is achievable with the job that I want as well.
As a former Formula One engineer, Julie plans to retrain as a teacher in Australia, but notices Dan's work prospects that could make or break her dream to emigrate.
It's really important that Dan gets the right job and salary in Australia because I think that will be absolutely key to him making a decision.
As Dan and Julie prepare to explore work options in Perth, Dan's realistic about what the day really means.
Yesterday was an important day, obviously, to see what houses we could get, but today is probably even more important because we've got to make sure that we can actually afford it.
We've arranged for him to meet Robert Shaw, a director at one of Perth's well-established building companies. After a quick look around the site, Dan gets down to the nitty-gritty of finding work.
Have a look at your resume. Obviously, you've been in the industry a while, so yes, I would say all your skills are definitely transferable. If you've got the skill set that you've got, which is ideal base for a supervisor, you'd certainly get a crack here.
The bad news is, Robert suggests Dan might need to learn about the Aussie way of working before becoming a supervisor. Meanwhile, Julie's gone to the Edith Cowan University to meet student recruitment coordinator Sarah Borley to find out about becoming a maths or science teacher.
We offer our graduate diploma of education, which is a one-year conversion course, pretty much, for people that have a completed bachelor degree already. If, for example, you're going to become a maths teacher and a science teacher, we need to see that you've specialised that in your bachelor degree.
With an engineering degree under her belt, that shouldn't be a problem for Julie, but she still needs to find out how much the course would cost.
Approximately 6,200 Australian dollars for the year, for the full course.
Around £3,000 is comparable with what she'd pay back home.
That's really great, thank you very much.
No worries.
Back at the building firm, Dan's keen to find out about potential earnings in the short term.
Obviously, I understand I'd have to start off on the bottom. I mean, would that mean less money?
You'd be around roughly £30,000.
That's not as much as I earn at home.
It's not the answer Dan wants, but Robert assures him he could soon be earning a lot more.
As a supervisor, you might look at somewhere around 70 to 80,000 Oz dollars, up to sort of $125,000.
Between £39,000 and £60,000 is much more promising, and Dan's taken aback when Robert makes him an offer.
If you were lucky enough to come over here and I said, and we had a position available and we wanted to sort of train you up as a supervisor straight off the bat, would you be prepared to look at something like that?
And yeah, obviously, coming over here with the proposition of getting a job would obviously make it, even easier.
It's great news for Dan. Meanwhile, Julie's gone to meet Alison Ram, Director of School Staffing Services at Western Australia's Department of Education. Alison's already read Julie's CV, and the meeting gets off to a good start.
You'd be a perfect candidate to move into maths or science teaching, because not only would you have that qualification, you'd also have that great industry experience.
That's very encouraging, and there's more good news to come.
We actually currently have a shortage of secondary teachers, so jobs are advertised on our government's job board. In fact, I looked this morning and there's 2 science and 2 maths jobs currently advertised.
With jobs looking plentiful, all Julie needs to find out now is whether the salary would justify her retraining.
What sort of wages could I expect once I qualify?
You'd start at the moment on about £35,000 a year.
Wow.
If you worked here for 3 years, you'd progress to about £42,000. And then after 7 years, you'd be on about £49,000.
That sort of salary is amazing.
It's been a great day for Julie at work, and when she reunites with Dan, she's over the moon to hear about his job offer.
He sort of said, if we come over to give him a call, and he would,
did he?
he'd be able to, if he's got jobs going and looking for people, he'd take me on and give me a go.
So you could give him a ring when we move?
When we move, if we move.
Dan's not jumping into anything, but now it's time to discover whether today has done enough to make the couple both choose work in Australia over the UK.
After a great day looking at job prospects, it's time to vote. Australia!
Oh, I'm so pleased.
With a potential job offer under his belt and the assurance of plenty of work for Julie if she retrains, one by one, Dan's practical concerns are being chipped away. Buoyed by his enthusiasm, Julie could be onto a winning streak. So will a day sampling Australia's lifestyle see her vision for a new life down under brought one step closer? Making the most of the time together, the family set out to explore the historic city of Fremantle, just 30 minutes from central Perth. First stops the famous markets, where Dan wastes no time getting to grips with traditional Australian culture.
You're practically
Australian native.
I don't think so.
Nice try, Julie. After a leisurely stroll around the market, the family refuel with some authentic Aussie food.
There's over 200 million kangaroos in Australia, so we eat a lot of kangaroos.
It's really nice, isn't it?
Zach's definitely enjoying his first proper taste of Australian living.
Coming to the market here every day would be fantastic.
And Dan looks impressed too.
Is all this convincing you?
It's working.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Working.
It's a great start to the day, but when the family venture out for a walk through the harbour, Dan's thoughts return to home.
In fact, the family side of things, I think, is what's still playing on me, and that's leaving my dad. If I do move over here, even though Dad said that he would come over and see me, it is a long way. I'm just not sure if that's something that he would actually be able to achieve.
Julie could still have a battle on her hands convincing Dan to make the move. But meanwhile, the family end their day with a fishing trip on the Swan River.
Oh, this is great, guys. Come on board.
Can we go somewhere like that, Dad?
Probably not, mate, unless I nick it.
He might not be able to afford the biggest boat on the river, but is this lifestyle one he can imagine living?
Yeah, I could definitely see myself taking one of these out. I'd probably have like a donut on the back, towing along Zach.
For now, Julie's concentrating on sending days like this to Willow and Freya.
Could you see us coming over to Australia and spending days out here on the river? Yeah.
Catching a fish gets Zach on board too.
Oh, I can't fish.
The days panned out well for everyone.
The sun's come out for us. Yeah, it's just brilliant. I'm loving seeing them all really happy.
It takes a lot for your head.
But as it draws to a close, Dan's still mulling over the reality. Days like this would mean sacrificing relationships with everyone they love back home.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just that one thing about family.
I know, I really miss them.
No,
But it's such a long way.
The family face a tough decision come the end of the week. But now it's time to see if the day's done enough to make them all put Australia's lifestyle ahead of the UK's.
And it's time to vote.
Australia!
Yay, everyone voted the same! Dan?
Yeah, no, it was really good. It's been a really good day. When the sun's out, brilliant. You said I can have a boat.
It's our third vote, and the whole family so far has voted for Australia, which is just amazing.
With another clean sweep of votes for Australia, Julie's dream is gathering pace. But she knows Dan has to be convinced the move won't risk their financial stability, otherwise they won't be going anywhere. To fund the move, the couple would need to sell their house in the UK. They believe it's worth around £300,000. To see if they're right, we sent round to estate agents for current valuations.
So we're going to find out how much our house is worth.
You want to, mate? You going to push play?
Oh, look, there's our house.
That's funny seeing your house on TV, isn't it?
Yes, I like this room. Double glazed windows, plenty of space. It's a good family size. And these units, well, they're well built, great, spacious, very good use.
No, I built this.
Yeah, good sized room. Got space for a range cooker. And the dual aspect windows make it again light, bright and airy room. Yeah, so this is the main bedroom. Got built-in wardrobes. A little bit of work necessary here.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Okay, I'm really loving the size of the green area there. Definitely good for entertaining for the kids, etc.
Oh, it looks like the lawn could have been mowed.
In the current market, I would set the price at £260,000 and for early sale, £250,000. In the current market, I would value this property at £315,000. For quick sale, £300,000.
See?
Yeah, that's more
Prove
like
this one right.
I definitely think 260 is too low, and you know, if it was to sell for that, we would really struggle.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
It's a disappointing start, and as they sit down to work out finances in Australia, Julie knows Dan could be a tough audience.
It's a really good week, but if the figures aren't there and we can't afford to do it, we can't afford to do it.
We've provided some cost of living comparison documents, starting with the weekly grocery shop.
Bananas,
Yeah.
£1.20 in the UK for 10 bananas, £4.49 in Australia.
Yeah.
Biscuits, for 3 packs it's £1.20 in the UK. The equivalent is nearly £4 in Australia.
Julie tots up the figures to work out the overall damage.
Our weekly shopping would be £149.
Although more expensive than the UK, the figures aren't too bad.
£11.60 is neither here nor
Yeah,
there.
that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
a really positive start.
Yes, that's okay.
The couple move on to look at the bigger monthly outgoings, basing their figures on the second property they viewed.
So in Australia, the cost of the mortgage would be £840.
In Australia,
And
yeah.
the UK cost is £570.
Yeah.
A quick check of the figures reveals the couple would also spend more on gas, electricity and water, but fortunately fuel costs are a bit more palatable.
We pay
£400.
£400 in the UK.
238.
That's just amazing, isn't
That's
it?
massive.
Overall, the couple's monthly bills would rise to £2,677.
Every month we would be £241.
£241 worse off, yeah? Okay.
It's a lot of money. We'll just have to hope that our salaries can compensate.
This could be where Julie's plans begin to unravel. In the UK, Dan earns almost £2,400 every month, but that figure's likely to decrease down under.
And the Australian equivalent is £2,080,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, obviously, I'm not feeling particularly happy about that. Obviously, my income, that's £300 a month less, virtually.
Hopefully the potential for Julie to earn more once she's qualified will help balance the books.
So in the UK, my salary is about £700 a month, and in the Australia, that's got the potential to be £1,330.
The couple's potential joint income would be just over £3,400. When they subtract the higher bills, the result's not too bad.
So,
So
yeah,
we're left with £732 every month.
should be £94 better off.
It's not a fortune, but Julie's relieved they're still in the black.
I'm just delighted.
I'm slowly
Honestly.
losing this battle, aren't I? Everything is.
That's brilliant, it's made my day.
The figures have shown the move to be affordable, but are they good enough to keep Dan and Julie on the same page when it comes to choosing between finances in Australia and the UK?
It's time to vote.
Australia!
Well done.
So 4 out of 4, yeah?
That was a bit of a no-brainer, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, we would have been better off in this country, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. I
Oh.
think I'm surprising myself.
Realising the move's financially feasible has put Dan even further on Julie's side, but the greatest hurdle of all is on the horizon. Dan's always been concerned about leaving loved ones in the UK. While the children play outside, the couple sit down to watch heartfelt messages from home.
Dreading watching videos of friends and family.
Hello, Danny, Julie. Love you all. Hope you're having a good time.
Hello from Blighty.
Hi guys! Really hope you're having a terrible time in Australia.
The weather's awful.
Yeah, it's so silent.
Julie and Dan are very well suited, aren't they?
Oh, they're very well.
Yeah.
Make a good pair and
Yeah,
a very
make a
good
very good
family
pair.
for the children.
She's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
domineering. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for him at times. He's like a little dog, doesn't he? Pants.
I thought she was really brave when she left her job that she loved, because she knew that staying at home and looking after the children was really important to her, and I really admired her decision.
Well, Harry definitely gutted that Zach's left, and I'm pretty gutted that Dan's gone, to be fair.
Yeah, I just think there'll be a hole in family get-togethers. There'll be people missing.
I do wonder what will happen if and when something goes wrong and she has nobody there to support her. And yes, she is my best friend, and I shall miss her terribly when she's gone. Dreading it. But it's best for them. Yeah.
We're a really close family. And I didn't think she'd want to move away from us. I'm still really gutted that they're really serious about it.
I love him dearly. If they do decide to go to Australia, I'll be a bit upset.
If you really think Australia will give you a better quality of life, then you need to do it. But I don't want you to go. And I'd be really gutted if you did.
That was just as hard as I thought it was going to be.
And it's like I don't want to leave them. If I could bring them all with me, I would. Yeah, that was really tough.
It was always going to be.
Messages from home have been as tough to hear as Dan feared. With not a dry eye between them, the couple have been left contemplating the enormity of putting thousands of miles between them and their loved ones. After such a positive week for the family, will the emotional pull back to the UK prove too strong to overcome? When the family touched down in Australia a week ago, Julie was desperate to convince them the country she fell in love with 15 years previously was where their future lay.
This week has been trying to find out whether Australia has the lifestyle that Jules thought it did, really whether it was worth moving the other side of the world.
Now a wife and mum, Julie's circumstances have changed since she was last here, but the country's more than lived up to her memories.
In a way, I feel it's even better because when you become a mum, you get so much enjoyment from watching your children and seeing them in an environment where you know that they're going to thrive.
Willow and Faye can see the advantages of Aussie living.
We can go on the beach more in Australia and we can go outside more. We're not near the beach in England.
Zach's enjoyed himself too, but he's still not decided on where he wants to call home.
I think the last vote for my family is going to be pretty hard to choose.
And messages from loved ones in the UK have reminded Julie and Dan of how much they'd be giving up.
Watching the family video was really hard and it has put a dampener on everything throughout the week in a way. It has made it really difficult.
It was really hard on Jules. It was hard on me as well, but yeah, it was really hard on Jules. And it upset me watching her cry.
With emotions running high, the family prepared to decide once and for all where they want to call home.
Now it's time to make our final vote on where we would like to live. Did you choose England?
Yeah.
Why would you prefer to live in England?
Because I miss my friend.
Do you? That's okay. It's okay to miss your friends. It's okay. And girls, why did you choose to live in Australia?
Because it's nice and sunny. And you can come in and watch with us.
Dan? Australia?
It's been a brilliant week. Everything I had doubts about has been allayed. Yeah, I think it could work. I think it's worth giving it a go.
The Rutland family down under, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Zach may still need some gentle persuasion, but with a majority vote for Australia, it looks like Julie's hard work and determination has finally paid off. We hope the move goes smoothly and that the family's new life down under is everything Julie's been dreaming of. This year, there's more to Wanted Down Under. See more from the family's week in Wanted Down Under Extra and find out what's happened